Good morning and welcome to another reading of Quantum Life by Saint Germain and channeled by Barbara Volkman. Today we are reading chapter 7, Multidimensional Beings. Chapter 7, Multidimensional Beings. My dears, now that you have begun to understand multidimensionality better and to expand your perception of how you see reality, the time has come for us to go one step further and bring this vision to yourself. What do I mean by that? That you are also multidimensional beings who at the moment are connected to a physical body, which doesn't belong to you, but has only been lent to you temporarily so that you can learn to take care of it and use it as a vehicle to promote profound transformations of consciousness, which are extremely necessary for the evolution of your spirits. Therefore, my friends, the illusion of being the physical body falls to the ground, because it is precisely back to the earth energy that your body returns. Because again, this body was given to you as a gift to accelerate your evolution. Consequently, all the bad habits, addictions, and aggressions that you self-promote throughout your life greatly influence the way your process runs in this incarnate experience. If you treat this body badly, to the point of having your life reduced and cut short by the terrible acts you've committed against your own body, you haven't yet understood one of the reasons why you're here again, going through all this. Only when you recognize yourself as a spirit, a multidimensional being incarnated in a material life, temporarily tied to a physical body, which is your vehicle for transformation, faster and more effectively will you understand the value that needs to be given to the physical body. Here, my dears, I don't want you to confuse this care and appreciation of the physical body with attachment or perfectionism with form or appearance, because this is all transitory and extremely relative, because in the eyes of the Father, all creation is beautiful. I want you to recognize the need to take care of the health of your bodies, not just the physical one, but the emotional, mental, and energetic bodies, which influence the somatization of illnesses and conditions that shorten life in matter just as much or even more. As multidimensional beings in countless comings and goings from the material to the subtle planes, recognizing, caring for, and venerating the physical body as a temple, as a sacred gift from God for your development, is a sign of respect and gratitude for the new opportunity to evolve that you have been given. Because you may not be aware of it, but on this side, on the spiritual plane, there is a huge, mile-long queue of spiritual brothers and sisters waiting for their chance to incarnate and have their opportunity to evolve more quickly. Therefore, anything that goes against this is a sign of great disrespect, waste, and unconsciousness. Those who continue to satisfy all their material desires, open to all kinds of bad habits such as cigarettes, excessive alcohol, drugs, unprotected promiscuity, involved in negative emotions and thoughts, carrying sorrows and resentments, eating in an unhealthy way, practicing acts of aggression and mutilation against themselves, are doing all this against a divine gift that God has given them, wasting a golden opportunity that has been gifted to them, regardless of the form or situation in which they find themselves. It is more than necessary and urgent to change this vision of reality and the way you relate to your lower bodies, because none of you are there for nothing. You all have a purpose to fulfill, lessons to learn, and above all, a spirit to purify and evolve. As much as you don't remember, because of the veil of forgetfulness, I believe that none of you want to disincarnate from your physical body and wake up to the multidimensional reality on the spiritual plane and realize that you didn't take advantage of the opportunity you received. Again, because this is what most frequently happens when you leave your physical body and realize that nothing is over. Life has continued and you've only left behind one more experience. With all my love, dear children, I wish you every success and that you make the most of this new opportunity you have been given. Do it for yourself and for your evolution. Do it to please God, to speed up your process of spiritual development and purification. But to do this, beloved ones, you need to see a little beyond the purely material reality and begin to conceive of life as a multidimensional experience of a spirit learning in a material body. The spirit's job is not just to earn money, which doesn't even exist on the spiritual plane, nor is it to live for always having more. Possessions, cars, houses, or for ephemeral carnal pleasures, gluttony, laziness, uncontrolled consumption, the worship of the physical body at obsessive levels. These are all illusions that incarnate life offers as a lesson, as challenges to be understood and such, and not the only objectives to be pursued during an incarnation. Those who limit themselves to this will also only advance or not within the material reality. The work of the multidimensional being is precisely to understand that they must develop, because after all, you are in the school of life, and in order to develop, you have to understand that your attention and effort must be turned inwards, to understand what traits need to be worked on, improved and purified in yourself, in order to then learn how to play the game of life and co-create your outer reality in a conscious way, without the slightest need to sell your time here and your life just to get temporarily material returns, which don't belong to you and never will, because everything will remain in matter until it disappears too, after the spirit leaves this physical experience. It's almost pointless to spend your life in exchange for perishable material goods when the only thing you take away is the awareness you've acquired through the lessons you've learned and the corrections you've made through your life. But that doesn't mean that you should completely renounce material life and live to the end in extreme poverty, because then your material challenges will be different. And trying to evolve when your energy is focused on surviving becomes extremely more difficult. Of course, you can and should enjoy the pleasures and so many other wonderful things that only a life incarnated in the third dimension can give you. But you shouldn't limit yourself to that, living only for that, committing exaggerations of all kinds and remaining trapped in material illusions. The task of the incarnate multidimensional being is precisely this: to recognize the illusions in which you are involved and to raise your sights in terms of existential reality. This means that, little by little, your consciousness about yourself and what you need to learn and do here becomes more relevant than having the car of the year or maintaining a high social standard. When the being begins on this journey of expansion, with his progress, the illusionary material goals imposed by unconscious society begin to lose importance, as what really matters becomes increasingly clear to the spirit. taking advantage of this incarnate opportunity to work on improving his inferiorities, learning to master the mind, his thoughts and emotions, to become a conscious co-creator and freed from purely material and illusory suffering. You are all multidimensional beings incarnated to expand your knowledge and awareness of yourselves, of the universal energetic functioning, and of the way you create the reality around you. When you awaken to this universal reality, then we can say that you are using your energy and incarnate life in a way that is beneficial to your development and to the collective good. Because once you understand yourself as a multidimensional being in incarnate life to evolve, the next step is to recognize that everyone is experiencing the exact same process, individually, with their own issues to work on, and that are responsible for shaping their own reality. Beloveds, I sincerely hope that everyone strives to bring this understanding to the level of consciousness, that you constantly remind yourself of it, because this is one of the most important doors you will cross in your process of evolution as a spirit, and it will completely transform your life and reality when you feel it. Beloved, I am Saint Germain. And this is the end of chapter 7 from Quantum Life.